My neighbor is wearing red. Any red on? Any red on? Ooh.
In 1996, the school district of Beloit brought tribes to the district. Through a competitive alcohol and drug prevention grant, Tribes was brought to enhance the learning environment and help with classroom management issues. The goal of Tribes is to assure the healthy development of every child so that each has the knowledge, skills, and resiliency to be successful in a rapidly changing world. Tribes helps create a safe, trusting, disciplined classroom environment where teachers spend less time on discipline and more time on creative, innovative teaching where students love to learn. Tribes is not a curriculum, a program, or list of activities. It is a process, a way to establish a positive culture for learning and human development throughout a school community. It is a way of learning and being together, and when fully implemented, is getting very positive results. Tribes is driven by a set of 4 agreements: attentive listening, mutual respect, right to participate or pass, and appreciations, no put-downs.
Well, it really is a pleasure to talk about Tribes because it is such an impacting program. It really is, as its philosophy implies, a way of learning and working together. The students show that kind of consistency that we try to build in having a philosophy that allows for, as the 4 agreements indicate, first of all, certainly a mutual respect and a way of listening to each other, showing that consistency in the classroom of being able to listen not only with their ears but with their eyes and their heart as well. And having that be a part of the way that we do business in a classroom really does help to increase the willingness of the students to work together as a cooperative and cohesive group, as well as having them working toward the objectives and the standards that we have as a district and as an individual classroom to allow for what we're all here and all about, and that's to increase student achievement. The mutual respect, the attentive listening, the right to pass and to participate, and the appreciations and no put-downs are all really a part of what life is all about. And when that is occurring in a classroom situation, that does enhance the potential for having students show the kind of respect for each other and the kind of achievement that is gained. Once students show that they have that comfort level, that consistency is built in with those agreements as a part of the way that they do business in their lives in the classroom, then the student achievement will naturally follow. A person who is comfortable in their attitude and in the way that they feel about themselves and toward others in a community that is built within a classroom will definitely be more apt to show the kind of potential that they have in achieving to the standards and to the abilities that they have. We've seen that, I've seen that as I've been in classrooms that have that kind of philosophy fully implemented. As students work in cooperative groups or teams or tribes, as we call them, they are showing the 4 agreements. They are being able to accomplish the goal that the teacher set out to do. It's an offshoot of the cooperative learning that we've always tried to have employed in a classroom. And when that all moves and fits together into the plan that the teacher employs as a part of the natural way of doing things, no matter when it is that the class is, whatever classes or lessons that are being taught, then the students are naturally going to be able to achieve to their full potential, and it's definitely what we have seen at Robinson.
Students of all ages need to feel safe and included in school. The 4 agreements help to build a positive learning environment and to have students become responsible for sustaining the agreements. Children as young as kindergarten utilize and work with excitement, knowing that everyone follows the 4 agreements.
Attentive listening, mutual respect, no put-downs, appreciations, and the right to pass. Treat your friends how you want to be treated. You have to listen with your eyes, your ears, and your heart.
Students in high school also use these same agreements when learning and working together.
We follow them so we can respect other people, and it don't matter like what they look like or anything. We should respect them for who they are, and that we shouldn't put them down because we're all equal.
Tribes creates and sustains a positive learning environment. Students tell us that they learn more and enjoy being in Tribes classrooms. Research on the brain clearly states that students need to feel safe and included to reach higher order thinking skills.
Because if you didn't have them, then your class, like if I was talking right now, everybody was being loud. That's not showing much respect. So we have to do them things to make the class better. I just like being in Miss Curtis' class because we get more help, and I just like to be in here because it's just, I could think better.
Tribes help students to become members of a community of learners where learning is enhanced because of working together. Students learn to work together in collaborative groups, or tribes. Research clearly shows that students working together cooperatively improves all aspects of their development, including academic achievement. A very important part of that group process is reflection, where students process after each learning experience. Reflection is a major part of the process of Tribes and helps students learn more and retain more information.
I really believe in Tribes. To me, Tribes is all the fun things, all the best things. It's best practice. It's everything put together into a process where you maximize learning and human development. They teach each other, and that's what Tribes is, working together, helping each other, building a community within your classroom so that all students feel comfortable. Not just some students, but all students feel comfortable. And sometimes it takes all year for some students to actually feel comfortable. Right now I feel I'm finally reaching some students. Not me reaching them, but other students are helping them. We just did the math survey, and one of the things that a lot of students said that they liked about math is that they can work together in groups. And when you work together in groups, they're learning not only to get along, but to solve problems. It is amazing how much more you can produce in a group. And one of the things that Tribe does is at the end of each Tribe lesson there should be reflection. Reflection should be a social connection, a social reflection question. How'd you get along? What did you like? A personal, what did you personally learn from this experiment? And a content, what thinking did you learn? So those 3 questions I think are real important of any lesson that I teach.
Students learn through the Tribes process to work well in groups. They learn to be responsible for their own learning and can offer ideas and different ways to solve problems with their classmates. When groups work well, amazingly wonderful learning occurs.
What I feel about working in groups in health is we get more learned and more accomplished. Because to me, when you work in groups, you get more done because there's more people that's willing to help and to help you solve problems and stuff. But in another class, you only can have the teacher to help you, or you can't talk to no one else.
Energizers are also part of the process of tribes. Brain research also clearly shows that students need to be energized by activity to stimulate the part of the brain involving higher order thinking, the cerebral cortex. Part of tribes is to regularly energize students so that learning can occur. Often, the content of the learning experiences is linked directly to the energizer. Research also shows that the brain functions best when connections from previous experience are made to new concepts. Energizers are fun, but they are also essential for the best learning to occur.
Yeah, it's different because we don't get to, when we go in our different classes, we don't do community circle, we don't get to know each other. We have to do that on our own times just to get to know each other. But I'd rather be in that class. It's fun enough. The energizers are fun because when some days I'm so tired I don't want to do anything. And if we're all like that, we just do like a fun energizer. It's called one train wreck. And we have our chairs and we're all in a big circle. And someone goes in the middle and they said, I'm going on a train ride and I'm taking anybody who likes music or something. And we all have to go to a different chair. We can't go back to our own. We get to know each other even better than we know, and we wake up a little bit more and have a lot more energy.
And what happens when an entire school becomes a tribes learning community? Well, let's ask.
I'm a tribes trainer and have been on board with tribes since its inception in the district. Burge is very proud to have the honor of being the first school to be identified as a tribe school. We had 100% of our staff trained within the first 2 years of the program. That's going back now, I think, about 5 or 6 years. And we have found through the course of those years that it has truly helped us to create a community in our building. Our ed assistants are trained. Anyone in our building that comes in contact with children, that is a requirement even when we hire new staff to have them trained. The reason that we do that is because we see such benefits in terms of the behavior of students. Children are better at problem solving. Fewer children are sent to the office. Fewer discipline referrals and suspensions all the way down the line. In particular, this year was a very special year for us because our 5th graders that will be leaving us to go to middle school were the first class. They were kindergartners when we became a tribe school. And it was interesting at their celebration this year that they had done a memory book, and probably 2/3 or more of the children had written in their memory books the significance of tribes while they were here at Burge. They talked about how special it made them feel, how important it made them feel at school. They talked about mutual respect, and very, very seriously took that title of being a tribe school. I think as a new administrator coming into a building, the importance of that is that it creates just a common language within the building. In our classrooms, you don't see 10 or 12 rules listed. The agreements are posted everywhere in the building, including the teacher's lounge. And we run staff meetings using the tribes process. Any sort of extended staff development, we incorporate the tribes process. And we believe as a staff that we have to set the tone for the building by modeling what we expect our children to do. Another plus that we've seen at Burge is when we have students transferring from other schools. The beginning, when we first became a tribe school, that was not the case. We had to reteach those children about what tribes is. That has not been the case in the last probably 2 or 3 years because so many schools in the district have gone to the tribes process. So in addition to having the staff model it, even when new staff or new children come in, that's an expectation that's placed upon everyone. We have been real pleased with our test results this year. We believe that because we have cut back on discipline referrals and the number of children that are missing instruction because of behavior, the tribes process has played a key role in that. So we at Burge, I think you could ask any of our staff, our students, or our parents, that tribes has had a tremendous impact.
Principals also speak to how well the process of tribes works for staff meetings. Getting groups of adults working well together to problem solve, make decisions, and work creatively involves the tribes process as well. By working that way as a staff, they are then able to model with students how it should work throughout the entire school community.
I am a true believer in the tribes process. Had an opportunity to really use this process in our building the last 4 or 5 years. I would say that I always looked at the example that I was a role model for the staff and needed to model for them my expectations of things that they did within the classroom. Therefore, the opportunity that I had afforded to me was through staff development. And so that if I had attended a tribe session or a training, had picked up new strategies, then I would try out those strategies within the staff meeting, looking at it that it would provide an opportunity for them to utilize that same process within their classroom. But you can't do it unless you've developed the tribes process.
Schools must equip children to move into the 21st century with all the knowledge and skills they need to become successful, productive, and caring citizens. A document by the U.S. Department of Labor entitled "What Work Requires of Schools" made the challenge to education very clear. It stated that schools must teach a new set of skills so that young people entering the workforce know how to identify and organize information and resources, relate well with others in work teams, and understand social and organizational systems. They need not only basic skills, but thinking skills, such as creative thinking, reasoning, and decision-making, but also have personal qualities such as responsibility, self-esteem, sociability, self-management, honesty, and integrity. But what about academic achievement? Does the tribes process result in improved academic achievement? A 3-year intensive evaluation was done in the Beloit schools and showed that when tribes was fully implemented in the classroom by the teacher, there was a very positive impact on classroom and school environment. It was more collaborative, safer, more caring. There were fewer behavioral problems. Tribes had an impact on student achievement and, if fully operationalized, may produce significant achievement benefits.
We're all about the bottom line of student achievement. And as I mentioned before, when a student feels included, when they feel listened to by their teacher as well as their peers, when they feel a part of, an active part of a community of learners, in this case, they will be more apt to show that kind of maximization of their potential in learning and achievement, and that has definitely showed.
Tribes is a strategy that's used in many places in the school district of Beloit. We're very fortunate to have experienced trainers who are very happy to share their talents with us, and I think each person in the district has to take tribes the way he or she can best use it. For example, a classroom teacher in an elementary classroom has many opportunities to use tribes to teach character, to be able to bring students together for a sense of belonging, to bring in those new students who transfer into our school district in the middle of the year. Tribe strategies make students understand better that they have a part to play in the school and in the social sense, but they also have a larger part to play in the world. And the character education and support that comes from well-trained teachers working with students can't be replaced. As students grow and change, tribes becomes a different type of focus for them. For example, middle school and high school students look at tribes differently. Those teachers use tribes in the same manner as to build community. However, they use strategies in different ways, I believe, to give lessons a different twist, to bring students out of themselves and into the lesson. Engaging students in education is a surefire way to get success, and if we can have children overcome their shyness, feel comfortable in a classroom, that will help them achieve and learn and grow. And Tribes is a mechanism that would be able to help them do that.
I think that Tribes gives the students an opportunity to experience things in a different way. When we talk about differentiating instruction, this goes through all types of learning styles and multiple intelligences, and it taps into the students' brains, and it helps to make my class, as the students say, I have fun in your class, but I know they're learning. And so that's what I have to say. Trust the process. It works.
I don't think my room would work without tribes, to be honest with you. They all know that they have to respect each other in here. They also know that they have to go and, in terms of mutual respect, a piece I attach to that is patience, because of the fact that I can't get to them immediately when they want their needs met. They have to develop patience and work within themselves to find that. We work a lot in terms of sharing and bringing out the talents they have inside of them. And using the tribes philosophy, I think it helps. The children learn to feel included in this classroom. And as one student put it, he considers this room just like a big family.
Students must be actively engaged in the learning process to become successful. They must feel included, able to express their ideas, opinions, and feelings, and participate so that they feel they have influence in the classroom. Diversity is celebrated in a school where people and ideas are valued. At that point, a sense of community becomes a reality. Students and staff come to depend upon the importance of interdependence and connection to others. This is key to human development, learning, and success.